So why is separation important in our golf swing? What we see with a lot of our top level PGA guys, just as much as your weekend warriors as far as golfers go, is that people have a lot of bad compensation as far as their swing goes. A lot of times what ends up happening is certain parts of the body don't do what they're supposed to, and as a result, we kind of compensate and try to get movement from somewhere that we're not supposed to get it. So for instance, we talk about separation in the golf swing. One of the most important things is disassociation. What that means is I want to lock down my lower body. So basically my feet dial into the floor. I have tension all the way up through my pelvis. My glutes are contracted. Everything in my legs are active. Doing this and then locking down my rib cage, what that allows me to do when I expand is create that torque that I'm looking for. What ends up happening a lot of times in a golf swing is people compensate from places they shouldn't be getting rotation. So a lot of times it's extra rotation through the hip, more rotation than you should be getting out of your lumbar spine, and all these patterns tend to lead to injury or issues of other compensations as someone's golf career goes on. All right, so the first exercise I'm going to take you guys through is a T-spine windmill. So not a bad idea for you guys before starting this group of exercises to get a little bit warm, whether it's walking on the treadmill, jumping rope, just get the body moving for about 5 minutes. So the first exercise, the T-spine windmill, what I want to do on here is, like I talked about, I don't want to compensate by rotating through the lumbar spine. My goal here is to lock down the lumbar spine and force most of the rotation through the thoracic spine. So what that means is a lot of times when I do this exercise, I have guys that do this. A lot of the rotation comes from here. So what I want you to think about is driving your butt all the way to your heels. If you can't get there, that's fine. The goal is to be driving your butt down as much as you can. I want to take my elbow, drive it into the floor, hand as wide as I can, and I want to create some torque and some tension underneath this armpit. So if I was to pull on the arm, it shouldn't move. I'm driving the elbow down, lock it in place, and then I'm going to go elbow to floor. So my elbow's driving down, my butt to my heels, and then I want to think about opening up my elbow to the ceiling as much as I can. So I'm continuously driving through the elbow, the butt, and trying to come to the ceiling with my elbow. So that elbow going down into the floor and this elbow coming to the ceiling is creating that torque, which is going to help start to give us that separation. So this first exercise is more of a way to get things moving, good mobility drill that you can do. So what I'll have you guys do is we're going to do 10 on each side. What I want you to do on the 10th rep on this is hold for a 10 count, and then we're going to rotate and hit that second side. All right, so second exercise, we're going to do what I call the wing drill. What this is going to do is work on rotation using some Indian clubs. Now, if you don't have these in the gym, you can grab some 2.5-pound plates or little dumbbells, just something to help create a little bit more tension in the exercise. So we're going to set up feet a little wider than shoulder distance. I want to dial the feet, once again, locking down my whole lower body so it's not moving at all, creating some tension. I want to set up so that I've got a nice neutral spine, my chin's packed, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by opening up both arms as wide as I can. The goal on this is I want to keep my lower body as stable as possible, and I'm going to rotate, trying not to move the lower body. Now my goal on here is making sure I try to keep my rib cage down, keeping that chin packed. Everything from here down I'm trying to keep nice and steady, forcing that rotation through the thoracic spine. So what we're going to do on this drill is we're going to do 10 rotations. So each time you rotate back to the middle is 1, and then we'll go on to the third exercise. All right, so third exercise we're going to do is another rotation drill using an external cue so that we're aware whether we're cheating or not. A lot of times people don't think they're cheating and they're compensating in places they shouldn't be. So the goal on this drill is using a stick up against the wall. I'm gonna basically put this just below the base of my sternum, and what that's gonna tell me is applying tension there forces me to keep my rib cage down, which is gonna make me move through my thoracic spine rather than compensating through my hips, through my lumbar spine more than I should be. So you're gonna grab the stick, put it up against the wall, dowel, whatever. What I wanna do is I'm gonna come up on my toes. Good, I wanna tuck my pelvis. All right, so now that I'm set up on here, I wanna keep tension driving the stick into the wall. My pelvis is neutral on here, so I'm going to squeeze my glutes so my lower body is stable, keeping that neutral spine so my chin is packed. What I'm gonna do on here is I'm gonna start by protracting, so I'm driving the club into the wall, trying to get as much rotation on that other side, coming back to neutral. So I'm driving in, still keeping that chin tucked, keeping that rib cage down, really focusing on driving that stick into the wall and trying to create as much separation with the clubs as I can. So once again on this drill, we're gonna do 10 repetitions back to the middle. But between those 3 drills, first one is good mobility to get everything kind of moving. And the second and third exercise, great for working on disassociation, which is gonna be the game changer as far as your separation in your golf swing.